Welcome, it's been a while of this, my posting on my art page. I'm really sorry. Life's been busy as usual. So in this video, I'm literally just showing you colouring in one part of the drawing and the tones of colours that I use using Prismacolor. And yeah, just my tutorial process of how I do things. And I'll also be talking about the story behind the art piece as well. So here I'm using it's like a peachy pink colour, and again my pencils are really bad at this. It's really hard to use. So circular motions in the pencil colour, none of those harsh sharp lines, because that will just ruin the subtle shadows, highlights in the features. Because if you do a harsh line, sometimes it can make the person look wrinkled, and it looks quite creepy, like, you know, with tattoos. You fade and shade in the shadows and the highlights subtly, so we can have that nice natural build. So we do add a bit of pink to start with this. This is dark brown originally, as the first layer of shadowing is the dark browns, and you just keep on going over, building up those layers. Press slightly as well, don't press hard. The lighting is not great, I do apologise. After the pinks, I'm now using the purples. I think one of this is actually snaps as well. But yeah, I think it's about to snap. I'm sure it snaps in this bit again. But yeah, the reason behind this picture is one of my most traumatic experiences with my son, where I lost him. One morning I woke up and via a doorbell alarm, and the care worker was trying to get attached oxygen to the ventilator, and my son was just white as a sheet, pure black eyes, his pupils. It wasn't actually as black as this, but it was his pupils were so dilated and huge. His eyes are usually blue, there was no colour in it. It was literally just black, and he was vacant looking through me, but with his eyes open and slack jaw, and white as a sheet. It was the most horrific, traumatizing experience I've ever had. Adding a bit of red there, and then I used the training that you always train for with tracheostomies is look at the airway. So the first thing I did, snapped myself out of it, looked at his airway, where, as you can see, there's a hole in this child's throat. That's where the tracheostomy goes in. The trachea came out of that hole, and that was the cause why he was not breathing, because his trachea's come out, and because of the dressings in front of the trachea hid what was going on. I don't remember hearing the alarms at the vent, but again, it was a traumatic moment. Everything went, my head just went screwed. Everything was just fucked, basically. So my surroundings were just surreal. We popped it back in. I screamed at the carer, bag him now. I ran across the road to get the defibrillator at the train station near us. As we were calling an ambulance, the person on the phone was ridiculous. He was on the phone and we were saying he's not breathing. We've put the tracheostomy back in. He's got this condition. He's this condition, that condition. He's starting to come back, because as we were bagging him, it felt like forever. It took minutes to get him back. I was a bit worried when we went into the hospital that he was brain dead. He was not, which is... They seemed to think that he wasn't. He's all there now, but that was the worry. Like, that felt like a long time. He had no oxygen. Anyway, we bagged him. He got back, but his colour went from white to orange to red to purple to red to orange to red to, like, his whole body went multiple phases of different colours again and again. And then he coughed up at his nostrils, and you could see him coming back, but he was like lethargic. So he'd come back, look at me, roll his eyes at the back of his head, but he was more there. So I slapped him again and said, "You wake up there," and he'd instantly look at me and then roll his head back. We attached the defibrillator on him, And it was when we got the sats on, his heart was 40 and his sats were 100, but his heart was like 40. We were like, oh my God. He managed to go up and come back, and then that's when the ambulance came in. But the guy on the phone was like, while we were bagging him, trying to recover him, the ambulance guy told me to stop screaming because we were bagging him, and he was like, stop bagging him. So we stopped bagging him for a second, and I was like, fuck's sake, this guy's an idiot. And he said, right, now put his chin up and see if there's anything in his throat. And I was like, I swore, I said, fuck it, ignore him, bag him now. That was not good advice. I've just told you what the problem is. It wasn't because something was dislodged. His tracky's come out of his hole, we've put it back in, and you've just stopped us doing life-saving treatment so you can do your little 1, 2, 3 ABC steps when I've explained to you on the phone what's going on. It was just, we felt lost because it's not a normal situation, and we feel like fair enough to the person on the phone, but at the same time, I'm very open and very transparent. I was telling him everything. I was telling him, we're not a normal case. He's already on the system with the ambulance and the emergency calls of like, we are a special kind of case of, if we need an ambulance, they've even put it to now when we call an ambulance, we are to not do the 20-minute handover, what's going on. It's literally shove him in the ambulance and go, because that's how complex and severe our dynamic is in the family with his condition. So this after this incident happened and he was fine, we got him back and he was stable, I kept on seeing images of my son as a corpse in the corner of my eye. So I'd be making a cup of tea, and just at the side of the door I'd see him in that state. He's not there, he's in school, he's fine, everything's fine. And I kept on seeing these images of him floating midair in that vacant, non-alive position, and it really screwed with my head. So I feel it was my mind trying to come to terms with that trauma. So I've just gone, right, I'm an artist, I'm gonna draw this until I have worked through this trauma, and I will get through it by drawing it and constantly facing it, because I feel like that's how you deal with trauma, is talking about it, as much as it's not pleasant, because it isn't pleasant, it is horrible, you don't want to talk about it, but that's when you start having these issues, like me thinking that I saw my son at the corner of my eye while I'm making a brew. It is why it's important to draw this work. It helps me cope with trauma and grief, and it's like facing the fear, facing that trauma to the point where you go, okay, that happened, that was really rubbish, that was really shit, it's off now, I can talk about it without breaking down and crying, because I couldn't be able to talk like this for a while until my art saved my life. My art still saves my life. My art represents this, and this is what this is about. It's not shock value, it's not just disturbing. I feel like there's just not conversations for families like us with children who are on tracheostomies and on ventilators. So I want to represent us. I want to be able to go, yeah, this is our life, this is our norm. It's not the greatest, but it's we do our best as families in this. So I really hope this little tutorial helps, and the story behind this art piece is obviously not very pleasant, but I've had people ask me why do I draw so morbid and horrible things. It's like, because that is my coping method, that is my therapy, that is, not everything's sunshines and rainbows. So yeah, I hope this video, these like steps that I've done with my drawing, has helped someone with the process of doing more realistic skin tones, and this story inspires some people out there who's going through a similar thing with children who are on life support or terminally illness, and knows this emotional roller coaster. It's just, so yeah, I'm sorry I've not posted in a while. I'm trying to post as much as possible, but again, given the situation of our family dynamic, it's busy, it's hectic, it's non-stop. We're doing our best. So yeah, I'll try and post as consistently as possible, and thanks for watching.